Okay. All right. So, hi everyone. So, today I'll be covering all important biology functions of term 2 in one shot. So, let me just check. Yeah. Okay. All right. So before that, let me introduce myself. I am Vani Kari, biology educator at Unacademy. I am an engineer with bachelor's and master's degree in biotechnology and a B.Ed degree. Also a founder of a startup where I grow microgreens by vertical farming technology. So join with us in Telegram. So for homework and class notes, you can join the channel. So this you can search in the Telegram. So Vani Kari ICSE class and biology. So you'll find this. You can join the channel. So any class notes that you require or any information related, so you can get in touch there. And other than that, the Telegram channel, that is Unacademy ICSE and ISC both. So this link you will find in the description box. So you can go to the description box and click on the link which is given and join the channel for updates regarding the classes again. So we also conduct free classes which are called as special classes on Unacademy. So here live real-time interaction using the chat and emojis. So you can ask questions using the question tab. So there are a lot of comments which keep coming. Okay, so there is a chance that your question might get lost. So in those cases, what you can do is go to the question tab. You can attach an image or type your question also and send it to the educator during a live session itself, and they'll be clearing your doubts. Okay, also we conduct a quiz on Unacademy. So that is basically on screen you can find a question and options will be there, so you can choose the answer there. And after the quiz is done, so we will be sharing the leaderboard, so to know your rank, so you can compete with your friends. So basically rank 1 to 10 can be given there. Okay, so Unacademy subscription feature. So if you are planning to take a subscription which is basically a plus subscription, so these are the benefits that you will get from the subscription which is not available in case of special classes. So anyway, this is the learn live from the comfort of your home. Okay, unlimited access to all the courses and batches. So this is basically different educators will come up with different courses. So like now we are all taking the crash courses, theory courses, so you will have access to these courses. Then top educators of India are going to take the classes in one platform, so that is Unacademy platform. Regular doubt clearing session. So after about every 3 session, the 4th session that we conduct, okay, so 4th session will be our doubt clearing session. So whatever doubts you have related to the topics that are previously covered, so you can clear your doubts in this session. So let's say you do not have any doubts, so we can continue with certain revision, or maybe a quiz can be conducted here. So complete coverage of a syllabus is done, mentorship and guidance is given. All right, study material is given in the form of a PDF itself. Then practice tests are given, live test series are taken, then batch courses. So if you prefer to learn in Hindi, so you can you will have access to Hindi batch also. And if you prefer to learn in English, so you will have access to English batch as well. Okay, so other than that, there is daily practice section, weekly mock test series, live quizzes, daily MCQ and subjective test series will also be there. So now this is Unacademy plus subscription pricing. So let's say you want to try like how exactly this works, so you can go with the 3 months of subscription. Okay, so with the 10% discount on the referral code. So this is my referral code Vani YT. Okay, so you need to add this referral code. So with this code you will be getting 10% discount. Okay, so if you are planning to take class 11 also, you are planning to complete class 12 also, maybe depending on your convenience, you can go for any of these months of subscription. Okay, so then we have this offer. Just a second. Yeah, so then there is this offer. So a 10% off is there. Alright, so for 3 months, so since your exams are nearby, so you can try with 3 months. So instead of 7,500, it is made 6,750 with the referral code. 10% off you will be getting. So you can either use this one, or this is the referral code that you can use. Okay, so then all the functions which I have used here, so this is the topic that I'm going to discuss, that is function. So you know that different organs are there. So all the organ functions that I'm going to discuss today, so all these functions are taken from the or Oswald most likely ICSE question bank. Okay, so from circulatory system, let's have a look at what all different organs which are there, so their function can be asked. So there is, bicuspid wall, what is the function of heart, the tricuspid wall. So different parts of a heart, that is mainly with respect to circulatory system. So what exactly is the function, let's have a look at. Okay, so now the circulatory system, so there is a pulmonary vein. Okay, so what exactly does the pulmonary vein do now? Okay, so here, just a second, I'll just draw the structure of a heart. All right, so there are 4 chambers. Okay, so now this is auricle is present, and then the ventricle is present. So same way on the other side, so there is towards this is now a right auricle and right ventricle is present here. Okay, so same way on the other side also you can find left auricle and then left ventricle. Okay, so now here this is the covering which we can see. So this is a muscular wall which is present. Okay, so this is now a muscular wall. All right, so for all of this now, just a second. So muscular layer, when you draw this, okay, so make sure that you are drawing 2 lines of a covering for this heart. So basically it is outer pericardium and inner pericardium which is there. So you are mentioning both of these in here. Okay, so between these coverings, so there will be a pericardial fluid will also be there. So this is the heart. So here the pulmonary vein is given. So what exactly does the pulmonary vein does? So it brings oxygenated blood, that is from lungs to the heart, for circulation throughout the body. Okay, so now for circulation that has to occur throughout the body. Okay, so now the pulmonary vein is the one which is bringing the oxygenated blood, that is from lungs to the heart. So let's have a look at this one now. So there is lung over here. Okay, so oxygenation will occur. So actually the deoxygenated blood is going to the lung. Okay, so here it will be a deoxygenated blood. Okay, so now this is going through what? It is going through the pulmonary artery. Okay, so pulmonary artery is the one which is taking deoxygenated blood to the lungs. Okay, so now there is a vein formation here. So that vein is going to carry the oxygenated blood. Okay, so oxygenated blood will be carried through the pulmonary vein. So there are pulmonary veins which are coming from the lungs. So this is now oxygenated blood. Okay, so then there is pulmonary vein which is present. Okay, so brings pulmonary vein when we mention, so this brings oxygenated blood, that is from lungs to the heart, for circulation throughout the body. So then there is thrombocytes. Okay, so what exactly does thrombocyte do? Helps in clotting of a blood. Okay, so blood clot formation when we talk of, so basically thrombocytes are the ones. So let's have a look at this one now. So usually when you have a look at, so this is a platelet. Okay, so platelets are there. So here let's say this is a damaged skin. So this one is now a skin. Okay, where you can find a damage in the skin. So damaged skin is present. All right, so when a damaged skin is present, so there is a chance that the blood can ooze out. So platelet is basically is going to activate the factors, that is clotting factor. Okay, so this will activate clotting factors. Okay, so when the activation of the clotting factor is done, so there is a formation of a mesh like structure over here, that is to prevent the entry of the exit of the blood from the damaged vessel. So now this can be called as a clot or a blood plug formation. Okay, so plug formation will occur, so that is occurring because of a thrombocyte. Okay, so then there is semilunar wall. Where do you find a semilunar wall? They prevent the backflow of the blood from the pulmonary artery and aorta into the heart. So let's draw this one here. Okay, so here is the pulmonary artery which arises from here. Okay, that is from the right ventricle. Okay, so let's draw a pulmonary valve here. Semilunar wall. This is a pulmonary artery. Okay, so this is now a semilunar wall, and on the other side, so there is a aorta. Okay, so this aorta which is leaving the heart. Okay, so now here also you can find a semilunar wall. So these are now semilunar walls which you will find at the entry of this pulmonary artery and the aorta. Okay, so they prevent the backflow of the blood, that is from the pulmonary artery and the aorta into the heart. So this is the function that they are asking. So all these are the functions. Okay, so functions list I have added in here. All right, so now next there is bundle of his. So what exactly is the bundle of his does? So they carry the wave of excitation from the atrioventricular node to the ventricle. So let's have a look at this one as well. Okay, so here, okay, so here SAN is present. So this is SAN now. Okay, so sinoatrial node is present here, and this one over here you can find AVN. Okay, so let's draw this one as the AVN, atrioventricular node. Then in the muscular wall you can find a bundle of his. Okay, so this is a bundle of his. Okay, I'll just label this one now. So this is actually bundle of his. Okay, so bundle of his is dividing actually. That means it is further dividing towards the right side. It is dividing towards the left side. So along with the bundle of his, there are Purkinje fibers also. Okay, so now here also you can find the formation of Purkinje fiber. So now this one over here is a Purkinje fiber. Okay, so now with respect to this you can see that so bundle of his carry the wave of excitation. So where exactly the wave is moving? So it moves from the SAN to the AVN, from AVN to the bundle of his, then from bundle of his it is dividing to the right side, dividing to the left side, then through Purkinje fibers the excitation will occur. Okay, so now next one is coronary artery. So I have seen lot of people who do not know the function of coronary artery. So when I was teaching in school, okay, so lot of students used to make mistake with respect to coronary artery. So they used to write something and all with respect to what is the function or location of this one. Anyway, function they can ask him. So this carries blood to the muscles of a heart. So it is not going to carry blood anywhere else. So first the blood will be supplied to the heart itself, that is through the coronary artery. Okay, I'll just show you where exactly coronary artery arises. Okay, so let's say this is a aorta now. Okay, so this one is actually aorta. So from aorta, before it before it goes to all the other body parts, so here itself the opening will be there. Okay, so this is the opening. So this is exactly the coronary artery. Okay, so this coronary artery is the one which is actually moving throughout, so muscles of the heart. Okay, so let me just show you dotted as such. So basically throughout the walls of the heart which are there, so they are getting this blood, that is oxygenated blood, through the coronary artery. Then there is coronary vein which is emptying its content into this right auricle. That means deoxygenated blood is coming here through the coronary vein. Okay, So that is a function. Then other than that, there is bicuspid wall. So what exactly does the bicuspid wall does? So it prevents the backflow of the blood, okay, that is from the left ventricle into the right. So now prevention here you can see. I'll show you here in the diagram. So there are bicuspid. So what is exactly cuspid? One second. Here, okay. So now these are the cusp, okay. So there is a formation of cusp, we can see. So this is now a bicuspid wall which you see, okay. So these are the two cusps, you can see two cusps. This is one cusp and this is another cusp. This is one and this is another, okay. So this is bicuspid valve, okay. So this is a bicuspid valve which is present. So basically this is there for one second. So this is mainly there for the regulation of the blood flow which has to occur, okay. So it prevents the backflow of the blood, that is from left ventricle into the right, okay. Then hemoglobin is given. So what exactly does the hemoglobin do? So hemoglobin does a function where it helps to carry the oxygen from respiratory organs to all the part of the body. So this can also you can write, it helps to carry the carbon dioxide from all the organs, like all the tissues to the respiratory organ, that is lung, can also be written, or exchange of gases which can occur. So that can also be function, okay. So it helps to carry oxygen from respiratory organs, that is mainly from the lungs, to all the parts of a body. So hemoglobin pigment is the one which is carrying it, okay. So then there is vitamin K, okay. So what exactly does vitamin K does? So this helps in clotting of a blood, because the platelets can work in presence of a vitamin K. So for the platelets to work, there is a requirement of vitamin K, and that is when the clotting will occur. Okay, so what exactly is pericardium? So this protects the heart. So I'll just label it here itself. So this is now a pericardium, okay. So pericardium is present. So this is providing a double layer of protection. So outer and the inner pericardium is there. So in between this, okay, so here between these layers, so you can find a pericardial fluid as well, okay. So this pericardial fluid will act as a absorber, shock absorber, or it is basically providing you a protection from the mechanical injury. Yes, anybody has any doubt? Are you all understanding? So this is for the protection, the pericardium, okay. Then pulmonary artery. So what exactly is pulmonary artery's function? It transports deoxygenated blood to the lungs, okay. So supply or transportation of deoxygenated blood is done to the lungs. So here the pulmonary artery which is here, so this is carrying the deoxygenated blood, okay. So this is carrying the deoxygenated blood to the lungs itself, okay. So that is the main function here. So what exactly happens? So exchange of gases will occur, oxygenated blood formation will occur, okay. So then lymph is mentioned. It transports fatty acids and glycerol. So you know that there is a intestinal villi. So let's say this is a villi, okay, into which you can find a lacteal there, okay. So supply of lymph vessels. So this is a lymph. So as the digestion occurs here, okay, so as the digestion occurs here, so fatty acid glycerol is going to enter this lymphatic vessel, okay. So it transports, so sorry, this one lymph, okay. So it transports fatty acids and glycerol, all right. It also protects the body against microorganism, because lymphatic vessel, so let's say this is lymph now which is present in a lymphatic vessel. So this will have WBCs, and WBCs can fight against the infections, okay. So that is why the WBCs, I mean lymph, is having a function of protection. Just a second. Okay. So WBCs are there. So what exactly WBC? So WBC, you know, there are many different types. So the granulocyte, a granulocyte is present. So these WBCs, when we mention, so they help in, one second. So they help, or they help in fight, that is to fight against microorganisms, so mainly the pathogens, what we call. So they'll fight against this pathogen, that is by producing a antibody. Okay, so antibody production will occur and they fight off the pathogen. Then RBC, that is to transport oxygen to the body cells. So you know, the oxygen supply is done, that is mainly because of the hemoglobin which is present. So hemoglobin which is present in the RBC is the one which is carrying this oxygen, because oxygen will combine with the hemoglobin forming a unstable compound. Okay, so that unstable compound is nothing but a oxyhemoglobin. Okay, so oxyhemoglobin formation will occur there. Okay, so then there is platelets. So this we saw already. Tricuspid wall, so prevents the backflow. So this is on the other side. So here the bicuspid wall there. Okay, and on the other side, so there is a tricuspid wall. Okay, just a second. So this is now a tricuspid wall. So tricuspid wall formation we can see here. Alright, so these walls are gonna prevent the backflow again, that is from the right ventricle into the right auricle. Then chordae tendineae, what exactly is chordae tendineae? That is to keep the cuspid walls in position. So now these are actually the bicuspid wall and tricuspid wall. So now these need to be held in position. Okay, so that means there are papillary muscles will be here. Okay, so these papillary muscles are holding on to the bicuspid wall and tricuspid wall over here. So this is a papillary muscle. So this is now holding on to this one, the cusp. Okay, so regulation of closing or opening of the tricuspid and bicuspid wall is done with respect to the papillary muscles which are holding these walls in coordination with the chordae tendineae. So that is why to keep the cuspid walls in position, so chordae tendineae is present. So then there is vena cava, which is to carry the deoxygenated blood. Okay, so that means it carries the deoxygenated blood from the body parts to the right auricle of the heart. Okay, so now you know, from everywhere, so basically from all the body parts, once the carbon dioxide is collected, so this should be given to the heart and then it should go to the lungs for oxygenation. So vena cava, superior vena cava, inferior vena cava is the one which is going to carry the deoxygenated blood to the heart and then it will be carried to the lung. Alright, so now moving on to excretory system. So functions which are there, so different organelles, I mean sorry, not the organelles, the organs. Okay, so different organs which are there. So what is their function with respect to the each and every organ which is present in the excretory system? So let's have a look at this one now. So this one is a nephron. Okay, so nephron is basic structural and functional unit of the kidney and regulate the concentration of water and other soluble substances by reabsorption. So here you can in general urine formation if you write, so that you know urine formation, so what exactly is happening, so all that you need to specify. So that means regulation or to regulate the concentration of water. So as you know that the reabsorption process is also occurring there, so regulate the concentration of water and other soluble substances, that is by the reabsorption is done here. Then there is Bowman's capsule. Okay, so Bowman's capsule, you know, I'll just draw it in here and explain. Just a second. So this is now a Bowman's capsule which is present. Okay, so this Bowman's capsule is further, you know, it is going down. So there is a Malpighian capsule. So this is actually, you know, the PCT. Okay, so PCT formation. Then there is, you know, Henley's loop formation we can see. So this is a Henle's loop, and then there is DCT. Okay, so this is now a DCT, and then it will be joining the collecting duct. Okay, so here as you can see that there is a formation of afferent arteriole and efferent arteriole which occurs. One second. Yeah, so this is now, you know, collecting duct is present. So now in this, hi Pratap, good evening. So I'm just discussing the functions from all the chapters. Okay, so that is functions of different organs. So you can see I have added the list here. So where exactly what function occurs? So you know that in the Bowman's capsule, the ultrafiltration process is the one that occurs. Okay, so that means, you know, afferent arteriole is coming here. Okay, which is having a wider diameter. So then this arteriole will further divide. So there will be formation of, you know, the capillary formation. So let's say here, you know, this is a efferent arteriole, this is a afferent arteriole. The diameter is wider here and the diameter is narrow. Okay, so this is now a ball of capillary formation, you can see here. So this is a ball of capillary which is being formed. This is, you know, as the high pressure, so there is a hydrostatic pressure which is created, that is mainly because of the increase, you know, there is increased surface area here, but you know, volume is decreased. Okay, so as the volume decreases, the pressure is going to increase. Okay, so that is the reason, as the narrow diameter is present here at this point and also in the capillaries, so there is a higher hydrostatic pressure that is generated as the volume is decreasing here. So you know, when the volume decreases, the pressure is going to increase, as they are inversely proportional. So you know, because of this pressure itself, which we call as the ultrafiltration process will occur. That means most of the liquid part of this blood which is there, so that will get filtered in here. So we will get the glomerular filtrate at this point. Okay, so that is the Bowman's capsule is going to collect the glomerular filtrate which will be moving down. Okay, so this is now a glomerular filtrate. Okay, so if we have to see the structure of this efferent arteriole also, so this is not ending there itself, so this will be further dividing. Okay, so let's draw this structure now. So there is further formation of capillary which we can see. Okay, so there is a further formation of capillary which we can see. So this is the capillary formation. All right, so then you know, this is the capillary, so all of them are joining again, so there will be this. Okay, so now as you can see, so here at this junction a reabsorption process is gonna occur. Okay, so that is at the capillaries only we can find the reabsorption process that is occurring. So that is mainly at the PCT. So here I'll label them. Okay, so this is a PCT here, and this one is a Henle's loop. Okay, and the other one is DCT, and here this one is a collecting duct. So these are all capillaries which are formed. So now let's have a look. So what exactly Bowman's capsule does? It is the ultrafiltration process. So vasopressin, what is vasopressin? It is the ADH hormone, antidiuretic hormone, which actually regulates the concentration of urine by water absorption, like how much of water has to be reabsorbed. Okay, so how much of water has to be reabsorbed, so that is checked by this one, that is ADH. So ADH is going to make sure that whatever amount of water has to be reabsorbed, so that will be looked by the ADH hormone, that is antidiuretic hormone. So what happens if a deficiency of ADH is there? So you know, frequent urination can occur. Okay, so as the reabsorption is not occurring, so there is a frequent urination which can occur. So that means water diabetes. Okay, so water diabetes has occurred in them, or we can also call it as a diabetes insipidus. Okay, so diabetes insipidus also can be called. Okay, so this is with respect to vasopressin hormone. Then aldosterone, so that is Na plus K plus reabsorption, so absorption of a salt, okay, maintenance of a salt level, regulates the sodium and potassium level in the body, so that is done by the aldosterone. Then there is glomerulus, so this is to receive the filtrate. Okay, so that is filtration of a blood is gonna occur. Bowman's capsule actually, it receives the filtrate, so this is going to receive the filtrate, all right, after the ultrafiltration. But the main function of glomerulus is to perform the filtration of the blood. Okay, so then there is bladder sphincter, which is regulating the micturition. So here I'll just show you this. So a kidney is present. Okay, so this is a kidney, and on the other side also, so there is a kidney. So slightly on the upper side you are drawing, that is the left kidney, and this has to be slightly lower. Okay, so 1 second, so let me just make it a little upper also, because it is not clearly seen. Okay, so once that is done, there is a ureter formation, then there is a bladder which is present here, and then the urethra. Okay, so now this one is a bladder, so this is ureter, which is actually projecting into this urinary bladder. So let's just draw it like this. Okay, so now there is a sphincter muscle over here at this end. Okay, so sphincter muscle which was given here in this, so sphincter muscle is going to regulate the micturition process. Okay, so micturition is controlled by the sphincter muscle, which is there at the end of this bladder. Okay, so what exactly does the Henle's loop do? Okay, so Henle's loop, so there is reabsorption of water from glomerular filtrate. So you can see that as the glomerular filtrate is moving down, okay, so this glomerular filtrate will be moving down here. So let me just check this one. Okay, so as the movement is occurring, so through Henle's loop also this is moving, that is glomerular filtrate. As you can see that there are capillaries over here, so reabsorption process will occur. Okay, so reabsorption of water will occur at the Henle's loop. Okay, so reabsorption of water, so sweat gland, so excretion by eliminating the extra water and salt, so that is mainly to cool down your body. Then kidneys, when we mention excretion of the waste material from the body, so all the waste material which is generated, so that can be excreted from the body, that is by the kidney. Okay, so then there is ureter. So what exactly does ureter do? That is to transfer of urine. Basically urine is being transferred from kidneys to the urinary bladder. Okay, so from kidney it is given to the urinary bladder. So ureter is a connecting tube, so this is now a ureter. Okay, so what is happening, as the pelvis is going to collect this one. Okay, so here again a pelvis that you need to draw. So as the pelvis receives the urine from the medulla region, that is of the pyramid, so now the urine is going to transfer from this part, that is from the kidney to the urinary bladder. Okay, so now the urine is reaching this part. Okay, so this ureter will basically connect the kidney, all right, or transfer of urine from kidney to the urinary bladder is done. So bladder is given, so storage of a urine. Okay, so urine storage is done until it is 2/3 full. So one would not have a urge to urinate. So after about it is 2/3 full, so one would have the urge to urinate, or if it is completely full also, so there is a urination process has to occur. So storage of a urine is done. urethra, so passage for urine as well as semen in case of male. So urethra is common here. Okay, so this urethra, urination can occur. Okay, so this is in case of a female, only urination will occur. But if it is a male, okay, so in case of male, what happens, urination is also occurring through the same tube, that is urethra, and semen passage is also through the same one. Okay, so that is in case of a male. So then one second, so here one more, yeah, adrenal glands. Okay, so adrenal glands, so secretion of a hormone is done. So hormone secretion is done there. There are two types of hormone. So cortex is gonna secrete. So there is a adrenal cortex region, and then there is, you know, medulla region. So medulla region will secrete adrenaline. Okay, so this will secrete adrenaline hormone, whereas the cortex region, so this secretes the glucocorticoid. Okay, so glucocorticoid, mineralocorticoids are being secreted here. So glucose is there, and here mineralo, so mineralocorticoid is also being secreted from the cortex region of the adrenal gland. Okay, so renal artery, to that is to supply. So here as the blood vessels are reaching, so because, so let's say, so renal artery is coming over here. Okay, so that means it is supplying a blood. So on the other side also supply of a blood is done to the kidney. Okay, so renal artery supply the oxygenated blood to the kidney. Renal vein collect the deoxygenated blood from the kidney. So renal vein will also be there. So here this is the direction of blood movement. Okay, when we talk of a renal vein, so this is basically going out of the kidney as such. Okay, so this is now a vein which we can see there. All right, so the deoxygenated blood is taken. So then other than that, there is to supply the blood to the pelvic region to collect the blood. So this is from a iliac artery and a iliac vein. Okay, iliac. All right, so in that case, this is to supply the blood to the pelvic region, and is to collect the blood from the pelvic region. So renal vein we discussed. So anyway, about the iliac artery and the other vein which was given, so that is not given in your textbook. So this was some extra information which is mentioned in Oswald. Okay, so let's have a look at the nervous system and then the sense organs. So here nervous system, so lot of parts are there, so lots of functions are there. So you need to be thorough here with respect to all the functions. So you need to know, a lot of students I have seen who get confused between the functions of cerebrum, cerebellum. Hi Navdeep. Link I won't I can't add it now because I won't have access. What you can do is you can search my channel Vani Kari ICSE class 9 and 10 biology on Telegram. So you can join the link there. I'll be sending the PPT there itself. Okay, I'll send the PDF. Okay, so I'll send the PDF there, so you can use that. So you can search that group in Telegram. Okay, so you can join now itself. Search the group and join in there. That is Telegram channel Vani Kari ICSE class 9 and 10 biology. If you search, so you will find it there. Okay, so now there is cerebrum. Okay, and then there is hypothalamus, cerebellum and medulla oblongata. So lot of students get confused between different parts of a brain, like which part comes under hind brain, the mid brain, and also forebrain. What is the function of corpus callosum? So corpus luteum is also there, corpus callosum. So a lot of students I have seen, they'll write the function of corpus luteum for a corpus callosum and corpus callosum function for a corpus luteum. So make sure that you are concentrating on all of this. So cerebrum is concerned with number of senses like sight, hearing. Because your exam is day after tomorrow, so I need to schedule it. So tomorrow I can do that. Okay, so tomorrow I can take one revision session on that. Okay, So can you please revise class 9 bio, right? Okay, I'll try, because I need to make a PPT also. Yes, I'll try my best. Okay. Alright, so then cerebrum is concerned with the number of senses like sight, then hearing, taste, then motor areas in the cortex can also give rise to voluntary movements also. Okay, so locomotion, other areas. So you know all the different parts are given in your cerebrum part. So there is a diagram which mention logical reasoning, thinking, memory, sight, vision, vision, hearing. So all that you can check it out. So all those are the functions of the cerebrum. So hypothalamus is basically to regulate the body temperature, muscular activity, water balance, appetite, blood pressure, metabolism of fat and carbohydrate. Cerebellum, maintenance of the body balance or control and coordination with respect to muscle contraction or the movement. Okay, so this is concerned with the balance as well. What exactly does the medulla oblongata? So it will control your all involuntary activities of the internal organs. Okay, so what you can write here, medulla oblongata is concerned with the vital activities such as the respiratory movement, heartbeat. So all these are involuntary activities, right? And dilation of the blood vessel. So these are of internal organs only. Okay, so that is done by the medulla oblongata. So next there is a cornea. So what exactly is cornea? So you have seen the structure of a eye. So let me just draw this one. So this is the structure of a eye. So there is a eyeball, a bulged part is there. Okay, so then you know there is this part. So this is a sclera now. Okay, so sclera you will be drawing 2 layers to show it. Okay, so basically you need to draw 2 layers for a sclera. Okay, so in general when you are showing 3 layers, so make sure that you are drawing 4 lines here. Okay, so now this part which is there, so this is a cornea part, a transparent cornea. Okay, so this is actually the transparent cornea. All right, so here it covers and protects the iris. So there is the iris part. So protection is provided to the iris part and allows the entry of light. So you know the light rays are gonna enter through this structure itself. So light rays are entering here. Okay, so it covers and protects the iris and allows the entry of light rays. Then iris, if we are talking, so here behind, so let's say one more layer that we need to draw here. Okay, so let me just draw this one. So there is a ciliary body and then iris formation. Okay, so same way here also. So there is a ciliary body and then a iris formation. So let's say lens is over here. Okay, so in that case this iris, so what exactly does the iris do now? So iris will control the size and diameter of the pupil according to the intensity of illumination. So pupil size controllance, pupil diameter, so pupil size and diameter, so that is controlled by the iris. Okay, so then there is aqueous humor. So you can check it out here. So this part. Okay, so here the aqueous humor will be there. So this is the aqueous chamber. So aqueous chamber will have a aqueous humor, which is basically watery fluid will be there. And other than that, it allows the light rays to pass into the eye, prevents their refraction and dispersion, and keeps the lens moist. Okay, so keeping the moist lens is done by the aqueous humor. So then there is choroid part. Choroid layer is the next layer which we find next to this sclera. Okay, so this one choroid here with many capillaries, so because this is vascular in nature. Okay, choroid is vascular. So let me just write it here. So choroid layer is vascular. So this vascular layer will look after the nourishment supply. Okay, nutritive layer of the retina, and absorbs the light to avoid the reflection. So since melanin is present over here, okay, so as the melanin deposition we can find in the choroid, so melanin is gonna prevent. Okay, so what it does, it prevents the scattering of the light. Okay, so this prevents scattering of light in there. Okay, so that is why choroid is important. Again, eardrum. So this is now moving to the ear. I hope you all are understanding. Yes, any doubt you have here? Okay. Alright, so now you know eardrum, so it vibrates according to the sound waves and transmits them across the middle ear. So there is a middle ear, okay. So now as the vibration sets in the eardrum, so let's say this is the eardrum, so this will start vibrating and all the like you know the middle ear parts are in continuation, that is ear ossicles are in continuation. So basically amplification is also occurring. So with the amplification, the sound waves and the transmission is also going to move across the middle ear. So ear ossicles, so these amplify the vibrations of the eardrum and transmit them to the delicate membrane which is stretched along the oval window. So this will in turn, oval window is actually connecting it to the inner ear part, okay, but the oval window part comes under the middle ear itself. So you know basically the wave or a sound wave which is there, so sound wave is now moving from which you know air medium to the fluid medium, because in inner ear so there is a fluid, so perilymph is present, endolymph is present. So basically the movement of sound wave or a vibration can be taken from air medium to the fluid medium. Okay, so let's have a look at the myelin sheath which is covering the neuron. The myelin sheath provides insulation to axon and it prevents indiscriminate distribution and leakage of the impulse. So basically it will act as a insulating material, or insulation is done by the myelin sheath. Okay, so cerebrospinal fluid, so where do you find a cerebrospinal fluid? So now this is a brain, okay, so cerebellum is there, pons is here, and then this is a medulla oblongata. Okay, so here there are meninges, so coverings are there, right? So between these coverings, so you can find a cerebrospinal fluid. Okay, so cerebrospinal fluid can be there, and you know in this spinal cord, so let's say this is a spinal cord, so there is a central canal also. So this central canal also will have a CSF, so there is a CSF, that is cerebrospinal fluid. So this is a CSF. Okay, so offers protection to the brain and spinal cord by acting as a cushion to absorb the shock. Okay, and also it supplies nourishment to the brain tissue. So acetylcholine is present. So what exactly does it do? It helps in the transmission of the nerve impulse from one neuron to the other neuron under enzymatic reaction. So that means acetylcholine is a neurotransmitter. Okay, so neurotransmitter is basically the impulse is being transferred from one neuron to the other neuron under the enzymatic reaction. So cochlea, so you have seen a cochlea which is actually snail shaped, having 2.5 circle as such. Okay, so this is having a organ of corti, so cochlea is having a organ of corti. Okay, and this organ of corti is mainly responsible for hearing function. Okay, so then there are semicircular canals. So let me just show you this. So these are the semicircular canals which you find. So this is one semicircular canal. There is a ampulla region. Okay, so then there is semicircular canal over here as well. So then again there is a ampulla region here. So this is the ampulla region. So there is one more which you can draw. Okay, so because 3 of them will be there. So again there is a ampulla region. Okay, so now this ampulla region is the one where you can find sensory cells. Okay, so here you can find sensory cells. So sensory cells in ampulla region. Okay, so sensory cells in ampulla region of the semicircular canal. So these are semicircular canals. So what exactly semicircular canal is going to do? So this will maintain the dynamic balance. Okay, so dynamic balance of the body. When your body is in motion, the maintenance of the balance is done done by the semicircular canal. So here semicircular canal, they are connected with maintaining the equilibrium and posture of the body. Mainly you need to mention that the dynamic balance has to be maintained. Okay, so then what is the difference between the synapse and the synaptic cleft? Okay, so I'll say that one second. So here I'll explain. Okay, so now here is the neuron. Okay, so axon is here, axon ending is there, so there is one more neuron over here, so axon is present. Okay, so as the neurotransmitters are released from the bulb, okay, so now this is the axon ending, a bulb is present. Okay, so from here the neurotransmitters are released. Okay, so here the dendrites are there, so dendrites of this other neuron. Okay, so now what will happen, as the neurotransmitters are released, that is acetylcholine is released, so these these dendrites are going to receive this particular neurotransmitter. That means a impulse is received, so a wave of irritability is set in this next neuron also. So this process is called as a synapse. The process is called as a synapse, where the impulse is being set from one neuron to the other neuron. And you see this gap here, right? So they are not completely attached. Okay, so let's say this is one neuron and this is another neuron, so they are not completely attached, so there will be a slight gap which will be there. So that gap is called as a synaptic cleft. Is this clear? Okay, so we discussed about the semicircular canal. Yes, any doubt? So then endolymph is present. So endolymph we can find, so basically it transmits the vibration to the hair cells of the inner ear. Okay, so inner ear hair cell is nothing but the organ of corti. Okay, so organ of corti are the ones which receive this particular sensation. So basically impulses being received, that is to produce acoustic perception. So that is, you know, the once the fluid is also set into the vibration, so hair cell are going to receive that vibration, then it will be taken through the auditory nerve to the brain. Okay, so that is perception, acoustic perception will happen only because auditory nerve is connecting to the brain. Okay, so Eustachian tube, it equalizes the air pressure on eardrum, that is from the inside as well. Okay, so that is on middle ear and also on the outer ear, the air pressure has to be maintained. Okay, so that will be done by the Eustachian tube. Visual purple, so now this is having a vitamin A derivative that helps the eye to see in dim light. Okay, so that is basically a rhodopsin pigment which we mentioned. Okay, then conjunctiva is present. So now this conjunctiva, this supplies the nourishment to the eye and also prevents the infection. So this is basically covering the cornea. So here I had drawn somewhere, yeah. So now covering this cornea you can find a conjunctiva. Okay, so this is the conjunctiva now. Okay, so conjunctiva is basically lining the inside, so from inside of a eyelid. So here is your eyelid, so on the eyelid inside it is covered by, okay, so conjunctiva is in continuation with your eyelid, not the eyeball, just the eyelid. Okay, so then there is vitreous humor. So this maintains the shape of the eyeball, so this eyeball to remain around as such. So there is a vitreous chamber which is having a vitreous humor. So vitreous humor is basically a jelly fluid. Okay, so jelly fluid is going to maintain this structure, so that is basically, you know, a maintenance of the shape of this eyeball will be done. Okay, so then there are suspensory ligament. So they are fibers which hold the lens in position, so holding these lenses in position. So let's say this is a lens now. One second, I'll draw it here. Okay, so this is a lens now. So on the top you can find a ciliary muscle. Okay, so ciliary muscle holding with this suspensory ligament onto this lens. Okay, so lens is held in position by the ciliary muscle and also the suspensory ligament, so that the normal functioning can occur. So yellow spot is present. So yellow spot is the place of best vision of the normal eye. This spot contains the maximum number of sensory cells, particularly cones we can find in there. Okay, so that is yellow spot. So let's say this is a yellow spot now. Okay, so here you can find more of a cone cells. Okay, more of a cone cells you can find, and very few rods you can find in there. Okay, so that is a yellow spot which is there for the best vision, a color vision as well. Okay, the endocrine system. Okay, so this is the last one that you are having, the last chapter. So let's have a look. So thyroxine hormone, all right, so it increases the rate of metabolism and maintains the energy balance. So thyroid hormone is the one which releases the thyroxine. So basal metabolism is looked by. Okay, so insulin will maintain the blood glucose level. So basically convert the glucose to glycogen, decreasing the blood sugar level. Okay, so this is gonna decrease the blood sugar level. So let me just erase this part. Okay, because it might seem that I'm scratching it. So it is decreasing the blood sugar level. Okay, so then there is testosterone. So development of primary and secondary sexual characters in males. Okay, so in males it is testosterone. In case of females it is the estrogen and progesterone which can work. So but progesterone is mainly having a more work related to the pregnancy, that is maintenance of pregnancy can be done by the progesterone. Then relaxin hormone, so this will only during a childbirth. So relaxin hormone will make sure that the dilation of the the cervix is occurring. Okay, so cervix dilation will occur so that the childbirth can occur easily. Oxytocin will make sure that the muscle contraction in the uterus is occurring. Okay, so as the muscles will start contracting, the baby will be pushed down. Okay, so oxytocin is going to make sure that the muscle contraction occurs. So let's see, here is the uterus now and here is the muscle. Okay, so contraction in the muscle has to occur. So the fetus which is inside over here, so this fetus will be pushed down. Okay, so this will be pushed down because of this muscular contraction, and also a woman who is undergoing a delivery, she also has to push the baby down. Okay, so it stimulates the uterine contraction during the childbirth and causes ejection of the milk from the mammary gland. The milk which is produced, so milk production. Okay, so milk production will occur because of the prolactin, but it is not released, it will remain there in the mammary lobe itself. Now for release, okay, so milk has to be released. Okay, so milk release from the mammary gland, so that is done only by the oxytocin hormone. Okay, so also you can refer the summary of endocrine glands which is given at the end of the chapter for hypo and hypersecretion as well. Okay, so we are done with today's class. So before I end the session, okay, so let me just say about this. So there is Udan batch and then there is Champions batch. So you will have access to these batches. All right, so you can take the subscription. So Vani YT is my referral code. So with this referral code you can get 10% discount on the subscription. Okay, so other than that, so there is a emerge. Okay, so 5th of March, that is 5 p.m. onwards today itself, so you can take up the biology. So there are 3 more tests which are yet to happen. So that is on 6th of March, math mock test is there, that is at 5 p.m. 7th of March, physics mock test. 8th of March you are having a chemistry mock test. So this link you will find in the description box, so you can enroll, and it might ask you a unlock code to unlock, so you can use the code Vani YT to unlock as well. Okay, so then other than that, so how to watch my special classes on Unacademy? So all you need to do is download the Unacademy Learner app, open the app and click on get started, enter your mobile number and the OTP, sign up using your email ID. Okay, so then you need to select class 6 to 12 because competitive exam section is available separately. Okay, so then you can also select your class, that is ICSE. You can select your category there. Okay, so once you do that, you can choose the preferred language like English, Hindi, English, and go to the description of this video. You can follow the special class link, click on that. You will find a notify me, so that you can, you know, whenever a classes are there, so you will be getting notified about the classes 10 minutes before itself. Also you can use my code Vani YT for a 10% discount on the subscription. Okay, and also for unlocking, so you can use the same code Vani YT. Okay, so here is my code, and try all of these features for free in on Unacademy platform. So you can download the Unacademy app now and start all using this. Okay, so thank you all, see you all in the next session. So before that, so you can also press on bell icon to get the notification regarding the classes. Subscribe to our channel, that is Unacademy ICSE and ISC boards. Like and share the video and download the Unacademy Learners app now. Okay, and start attending the sessions that happen over there as well. Okay, so see you all in the next session. Bye bye everyone, thank you so much.